Are we alone in the universe? Is a question that humans have pondered for a long period of time. More than 50 years have passed since the search for extraterrestrial life began. However, did you know that by using the power of AI and machine learning, SETI researchers have discovered 8 new possible alien radio signals hidden inside an old data set of radio observations? These signals came from 5 different stars, all within 90 light-years of Earth. It is revealed that all of them are narrowband signals, which are rarely produced from natural sources. One of them came from a G-type star, just like our own Sun, while another unknowingly stopped and reappeared after 3 days. Though it remains to be seen what these signals truly mean, this new machine learning approach has the potential to significantly accelerate the search for alien intelligence by seeing what humans cannot. This discovery implies that the question, "Are we alone?" may not be answered by humans but by our machines. Exploring the depths of extraterrestrial life. In January 2014, a fireball from space crashed into the ocean north of Manus Island off the northeastern coast of Papua New Guinea. US government sensors captured its position, speed, and brightness, and quietly stored the information in a database of comparable occurrences. Avi Loeb, a Harvard University theoretical astrophysicist, discovered this unusual specimen in 2019. After years of research, he declared that this fireball could be linked to the discovery of extraterrestrial life. Dr. Loeb conducted experiments at Berkeley that revealed the presence of uranium and lead, the abundance of which can be used to calculate the age of the fireball. He believes the fireball originated in another cosmic neighborhood, but other scientists disagree due to a lack of evidence. The lack of nickel indicates that the fireball was not created by a natural meteorite. Nonetheless, Dr. Loeb and his team will travel to the waters of northern Papua New Guinea in search of larger fragments of the 2014 fireball. The team believes the fireball is of interstellar origin and is willing to conduct extensive research on it. What is more intriguing is that scientists are challenging conventional wisdom in their search for extraterrestrial creatures that bear little resemblance to humans. Stewart Johnson was a postdoctoral researcher in astronomy at Harvard University in the late 2000s. Her approach to investigating and imagining life beyond Earth, however, differs from conventional ones. In the early 2010s, she noticed that astronomers use genetic sequencing, a process that involves the detection and identification of RNA and DNA. This phenomenon also made her contemplate what would happen if extraterrestrial life lacked DNA, RNA, or other nucleic acids. What if their cells have a different biochemical structure? She proposed that, on a fundamental and chemical level, the inhabitants of other planets might be completely different from anything on Earth. Now a professor at Georgetown University, Johnson has continued her astrobiology research on molecule combinations that could indicate the presence of life. She is also the principal investigator of the Laboratory for Agnostic Biosignatures, LAB, a new NASA-funded initiative. They are looking for evidence of complexity. However, LAB's research continues, and perhaps one day we will be able to know that we are not the only living beings we claim to be. Let's dive into some theories about extraterrestrial life. First up, the Fermi paradox and the Great Filter theory. According to scientists, our solar system is at least 5 billion years old, and the star systems surrounding it are even older. Enrico Fermi, a physicist, wondered in the early 20th century why, despite the vastness of our universe, we had not discovered extraterrestrial life. This is known as the Fermi paradox, or the Great Silence, and it sparked the debate over whether or not aliens exist. The laws of probability dictate that alien life must exist, but we have yet to make contact with any intelligent extraterrestrial creatures. According to the Great Filter theory, there must be a barrier preventing life from reaching other stars or from interacting with extraterrestrial life. This barrier is known as the Great Filter, and it prevents humans from reaching the point in space where aliens exist. Basically, it proposes that there's a big obstacle that most life forms face on their journey to become an advanced spacefaring civilization. Robin Hanson, an Oxford University research associate, claims that the greater the chances of extraterrestrial life in the universe, the closer we are to a cataclysmic life-ending event. Next up, do not disturb the aliens. This hypothesis emphasizes the existence of extraterrestrial life forms and states that they are currently dormant. Similar to a bear hibernating, they are in a prolonged state of inactivity. They will not emerge from this hibernation until the surrounding conditions are ideal for them to establish their highly developed society. Scientists believe it will be extremely difficult because the laws of thermodynamics directly limit computation because the universe cannot cool down. The Guy-and-Tick bottleneck theory. According to this hypothesis, specific environmental conditions must exist in order for life to exist. According to astrobiologists at the Australian National University, a planet must actually be inhabited in order for it to be considered habitable. Because of living organisms, the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere changes constantly. Because of this, life cannot exist without habitability. Next up, trapped in deep oceans. On other planets, buried oceans are trapped beneath a thick crust of ice and rock. As a result, any intelligent life that exists in these deep oceans would have to overcome a significant obstacle in order to reach its inhabitants. To reach the surface, they must drill through the thick protective crust. Some have also suggested that aliens live in our oceans and come from planets that are all water. Another theory is, we are just straight up being impatient. The search for extraterrestrial life began only a century ago, but the universe has a much longer history. According to Evan Solomonides, an astrophysics undergrad and researcher at Cornell University, it could take more than 1,500 years before we hear from extraterrestrials. Only 1% of the Milky Way has been explored, and Solomonides believes we would need to travel at least half of our galaxy to encounter extraterrestrial life. Which brings us to exoplanets. Did you know that exoplanets are located outside the solar system? Free-floating exoplanets, also known as rogue planets, orbit the galactic center and are unattached to any star, while the majority of them revolve around other stars. Since their initial discovery in 1990, thousands of them have been named. The majority of exoplanets are discovered using indirect techniques, such as the transit method, which involves measuring how much a star dims when a planet passes in front of it, or by observing a star's spectrum for subtle Doppler shifts in light that indicate a planet is pulling on its star. Thousands of planets have been discovered using space telescopes by observing transits, which are slight dimmings of light from a star as its tiny planet passes between it and our telescopes. Other detection methods include gravitational lensing, also known as the wobble method. Exoplanets range in size from small rocky planets about the size of Earth or Mars to gas giants bigger than Jupiter. Depending on the situation, they might be frozen solid or hot enough to boil metal. They are able to orbit two suns simultaneously and can orbit their stars so closely that a year only lasts a few days. Some exoplanets are sunless wanderers who roam the galaxy in constant darkness. Kepler 186f, Proxima Centauri b, and 51 Pegasi b are some interesting exoplanets, for example. Last but not least, extremophile. Extremophiles are organisms that flourish in harsh conditions. This category typically includes unicellular organisms that can endure high pressure and temperatures, such as bacteria and archaea. They can survive in such hostile environments thanks to special enzymes called extremozymes. Extremophiles have been found in places like the deep sea, hydrothermal vents, acidic hot springs, salt flats, and deep underground rocky formations. Scientists can learn more about the limits of life's adaptability and the likelihood that extraterrestrial life could coexist with us in harsh environments on other planets by studying these organisms. What about the potential of life in and beyond our solar system? Is there any life beyond our planet? What are the possibilities for the existence of a habitable planet in and outside our solar system? Let's find out. Mars has been the main focus of life research because of how similar it is to Earth. The researchers discovered that water vapor on Mars was concentrated in the lower atmosphere and condensed as clouds. Zhurong from China has also discovered evidence that an ancient ocean existed on Mars. In addition, the soil has high bearing strength and low friction parameters. This indicates the possibility of erosion from wind, water, or both. On the other hand, Elon Musk's SpaceX is also on a mission to advance space technology with the ultimate objective of allowing people to live on other planets. Super-Earths, exoplanets that are larger and more massive than Earth but smaller and less massive than Neptune, may be more habitable than Earth. According to current projections, approximately 1/3 of all exoplanets are super-Earths. They are the most prevalent kind of exoplanet in the Milky Way, and the one closest to Earth is only 6 light-years away. Researchers discovered that larger planets have more geological activity, which could lead to biological evolution. It has been discovered that the most habitable planet would be roughly twice the size of Earth. It would also have oceans that are shallow enough to support life all the way to the sea floor. A planet with a thicker atmosphere than Earth would act as an insulator, orbiting a star older than the Sun. The magnetic field will also be stronger to protect against cosmic radiation, and such combined characteristics will make a planet extremely habitable. What is amusing is that super-Earths, by definition, have many of the above-mentioned characteristics, and approximately 24 super-Earth exoplanets that are more habitable than Earth have been discovered. Let's talk about recent alien seeings. In the middle of Scotland is a small town called Bonnybridge. Despite having only 9,000 residents, the town has had over 300 unexplainable UFO sightings. It is known as the Falkirk Triangle and is a hotspot for otherworldly activity in the UK. An eyewitness recently reported seeing a bus being transported up into a UFO. The local bus company had also filed a report for a missing school bus to support such claims. The police also stated that this process will be thoroughly investigated. On the other hand, a video was captured of a group of UFOs flying over an area in Nevada, United States. There have been no official statements from relevant authorities as of yet. What explanations are provided later remain to be seen. Although none of the discoveries prove the existence of extraterrestrial life, they do show that the possibilities are growing more than ever. Although there is life on Earth, the latest reports, initiatives, and findings only increase our curiosity about whether we are getting any closer to discovering extraterrestrial life. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Do you believe in aliens? Do you think they have come to Earth at any point? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on our next trip into space.